So this is the question that I'm asking to ChatGPT. Let's see if ChatGPT can answer this thing correctly. So possible, probable, and plausible. So it's all related to likelihood of something occurring, but they have slight difference in meanings. It means they all related to probability, because likelihood of happening something, I mean the study of likelihood of happening something, an event, is the study of probability. I mean it's probability, right? So possible is something is possible. Let's say something if possible, if it can happen, exist. See, again, when I read this, the only difference I can see is the measurement. Something's probably if it is likely to happen. So how do you know if it's likely to happen? Well, based on the historic data, past experience. It implies higher degree of likelihood of that than something that is merely possible. It's just saying it. Yeah, again, I'm saying the main difference between possible and probable, by this definition given by ChatGPT, it looks like probable have a measurement and possible doesn't. Because probable have a measurement, it just make a decision more sound good or more sound reasonable. Yeah, it implies higher degree of likelihood than something that's merely possible. It means that's what it is. I think, because there's don't not that much word. Maybe I'm dumb. I'm not smart. I'm not genius, because there are some people, but I'm not. I'm a simple guy. I just read simple things and came to conclusion with that. Plausible, it seems. Something's plausible if it seems reasonable or believed based on available information. The available information is past experience, right? What information you will have. But the reasonable is something different, right? So maybe I can throw this pen, right? Based on the event in probable, the word probable you can use, maybe every day I throw pen at this time, right? I'll get angry some. But I think plausible means also like it's not just words, you have to understand the circumstance and be in that situation and moment, so the understanding the context. Maybe will suddenly get an angry. Maybe I'm trying to write on a paper and the ink is not dropping very well, so I may get angry and throw the pen. So when you're looking at the scenario, probable doesn't answer that, because when I write, the ink doesn't start, I mean, not flowing perfectly. So probable cannot answer that. Possible, I don't think possible can also answer, can't answer that, but plausible has, because plausible look the reasonable, like it's reasonable this guy is gonna throw this pen, so it's plausible this guy is gonna throw this pen. So even if there's not yet enough evidence, just like I said, because probable doesn't even apply here, even if it is the case, let's say it's historical and it's gonna say, well, because I'm not throwing my pen all the time or historically, because I'm not mad or anything. So probably saying, well, he's not gonna do it. And plausible says, let's say from a plausible, let's see these words as a glass with different colors, right? So probable is gonna say, well, this guy's gonna. Maybe I should make a. I'm going overboard, but I think it's fine. Uh, oh gosh, right. Ellipse, right? Now copy and paste, right? Now I want just an arrow, maybe. And let's say. Now what I really want is to select them, copy paste, right? Oh shit. And let's say all of these three things are different colors. Have to fill it. Is there any button to fill them? We don't. And that's really sad. Maybe let's fill this glass. Oh, shoot, bro. But we don't have any brush. We don't have time. Oh, shit. Shoot. Okay, no. For this lens, I use maybe a green color. So let's see these three words. I'm going overboard, but it seems it's just like that. From a scenario point of view, the scenario of me throwing this pen, from let's say possible, probable, and plausible. Why is the let's here? Let's go back to the black color. All right. Holy moly. Possible. Probable. Plausible, right? So we have these three different glasses to see the world. So so me throwing this pen, right? So I gotta draw a pen, bro. That's gonna be a very difficult thing for me to do. But let's see if I'm a good drawing guy, right? That's not a bad pen. I mean, come on, bro. That's a good one. Let's say it's blue ink pen. The probability of me throwing this pen shows almost everything. So from plausible point of view, it looks reasonable because when I write, the ink is not flowing well. So from can I have an arrow? No. Okay, I have to make it small. So from this perspective, plausible says yes, this guy is gonna throw this pen. Some probable point of view, because it does have to look at the measurement and based on historical data, right? But let's say we don't have that, and let's say we have both scenarios. Based on the data, I've never thrown a pen. Now, can it answer the question? No. It says, let's say on average, let's say 90%, right? It says 0.9 is the likelihood of happening that event. So 90% of the time, 90% of the probability that I am not going to throw this pen. I'm not. From possible, it doesn't involve the measurement. So what might gonna happen? Like what might would be there? And again, something is possible if it can happen or exist, right? So it it's saying it's not gonna say, it's not gonna give you any indication that the event is gonna happen or not. So I think it can't answer. Like it's gonna say, okay, here this guy is gonna say, which color should I use? Say, let's say this guy is gonna say no. This guy is gonna say yes, based on whatever. This guy is gonna say no answer because it can't predict the event. So I'm gonna like go back to ChatGPT and I'm gonna ask something, right? I might wanna use this as the thumbnail for this. Yeah, not bad. But it's always using the. Now go here. So possible. This is what. Okay. So I just so plausible is kind of like induction. All right. Induction involves using specific observation or experience to draw a general conclusion or hypothesis, right? A plausible explanation or a hypothesis, one of that fits with the available evidence, right? Seems to make sense based on what we know, but it requires further testing and evidence. Plausibility is often used as a starting point for further investigation or experimentation to confirm. Now I said, so the difference between possible, probable and possible is just it does have a measurement, it doesn't, possible doesn't, right? That's a good way, and ChatGPT says, oh well, that's a good way to think about it, right? The main difference between probable and possible is that the probable implies a higher degree. It's like because we have a measurement, because we have a value to predict. In other words, if something's probable, there is some evidence or measurement, yeah, to support likelihood of happening. If something's merely possible, there might. So something's possible means. To support it. Like, there may not be any specific evidence or measurement to support it. Just like I said, it doesn't have. Now, it's merely possible means what? It's merely possible. Okay, just because I'm human, I have the ability to throw this pen. Can we consider this as a possibility? Now, that's a question I have, right? That's a question I have in my mind. To answer the following question, right? Just because I'm a human, I am able, or I have the ability to throw a pen. Can we say it fits for possibility? And I throw the pen because I do all the time, and it can be answered using probability. I throw the pen because the pen doesn't The flowing of ink is not good in the pen, and it can be answered using plausible. Am I correct or wrong? Correct me if I misunderstood anything here. Let's give this to ChatGPT. Why you may throw a pen as human and how those reasons can use different concepts. Yes, but you missed the possibility word, by the way. Now, you are correct in saying that as a human, you have the ability to throw a pen, and that is a possible. Okay, however, the probability of you throwing a pen may be pattern mode availability, but probably doesn't count mood. You just said. So this directly goes with the mistakes. Go here. See here. ChatGPT says personal beliefs probably doesn't involve in personal beliefs, or I think personal feelings as well. It doesn't really involve with that. Okay, let's ask a different question, right? Does probability involves human feelings? Yes, exactly, just based on statistical analysis, statistical data, right? But you just said just above counts mood of an event occurring can be affected factors. Is in good mood has access to many pens. The probability of them throwing a pen may be increased compared to situations where they have bad mood, limited access to pens. What? Well, yeah, there's a statistical correlation for that. A place having a pen. Now let's come to here. However, the probability of you throwing a pen may be very depending on such factors such as plausible. So that is a reasonable. Overall, it seems like you have a good understanding of these concepts and how are they. Okay, so ChatGPT says I have a good understanding of these things. Now, what the thing is there any example? Okay. Now, can you give example for possible versus plausible versus probable? It's possible for it to rain today. It means that rain could happen, but there is no certainty. Impossible, the certainty doesn't involve because there is no measurement. We're not taking any measurement. So, based on possibility, everything can happen. Oh, wait, there's no certainty, so I have to ask. So, possibility is just probability with 50% on both again. It says, well, something is. Wait, let's go here. It is possible for it to rain today. Well, it's actually really outside. It's just rained. The rain has finished, but this means that the rain could happen, but there is no certainty. So again, possibility means anything can happen, but without any certainty. Wait, it's anything can happen, but we're not saying will happen. Ah, I get it. Aha. So just like ChatGPT says, I'm understanding it very well now. So possibility means anything can happen, but not with certainty. Aha. So well, just I should rephrase it very well. Mm. Ah, can happen, not will happen. Anything can happen with no certainty. Hmm. Well, with no certainty. Now, is this correct? Am I good in understanding this? If I'm good, how much will you grade me out of 10? Well, out of 100. Let's see. As for your understanding of this concept, I would say you have a very good grasp. Okay, ChatGPT can actually attest your answer and give the grade. 95 out of 100. Well, that's a good job. And now I'm really understanding it. And plausible. Yeah, I just said plausible. It's really more reasonable. It's plausible that the new restaurant in the town is good. This means that based on available information or evidence, yeah, just like people's review, it's reasonable that the taste from this restaurant, food is good. Doesn't involve, well, plausible can be because, yeah, plausible do involve with data, kind of like because the reviews is actually kind of data, but you actually go with the there can be intersectional examples, like plausible and probable can be, yeah, we can have an intersectional examples sometimes, but we need to give examples that will differentiate them, right? That the sun will rise tomorrow. This means that based on past observation, scientific knowledge, it's highly likely, yeah. Now, again, I'm gonna ask the same thing. Plausible. I think there can be intersectional examples, right? But not very plausible. Yeah, exactly. And the person can win the lottery twice in the same week. Well, like it's technically, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it's technically in the realm of possibility. The probability of this happening is extremely low. making it an implausible scenario. Yeah, reasonably speaking, yeah, it's in a plausible way. It's not really like, bro, come on. And probability thing, it just takes all this. Well, it's again like plausibility and probability have the kind of like historical data and analyzing based on the historic events. And not many people win lottery twice in the same week. So based on that, we can come to a conclusion that, well, it's actually implausible and improbable. It's possible that a new medication that could be developed to treat a certain disease. Well, if there have been a promising advances in medical research related to the disease, then it is reasonable to believe that a new medication could be developed. The thing about the difference is, people actually understand what we really mean at that moment. I mean, generally, even if that's a mistake, because it's quite similar, so people really don't care about it. But the thing is, it's interesting to use the right word. And if you're using the right word all the time, that you're smart. It's actually you're smart, because analyzing the situations pretty quickly and using the right word. Coin flip will result, yeah, that's just pure probability, right? It's not that. These examples demonstrate, I mean, it's all about, it's quite similar. It's all about you looking at the thing and using the word. If it involves this to make the predictions, use this. But there can be just like this scenarios, and one of the examples here, they can be like quite similar examples. Like it's almost very difficult to differentiate, right? And there's some differentiable examples as well. And that's it. I really understood these things, and these 3 words, I learned about these 3 words today. And that's a fun, like, really, I'm not struggling, I'm not putting too much effort in it. Well, I think it's just that when you do random things, your brain is actually kind of like open to accept things, because you really don't know if it's difficult or not. And that's why you're able to do it easily. Okay, I'm gonna close the stream. Close the recording.